Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Do It for the Wellness of Your Life. And we're coming back with Isabel Arniz. Thank you, Isabel, for coming back again.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to share this with you.
Okay, we've been talking in the past episodes about how we're losing weight, compassionate. And we talk about the mindset on the first part. We talk about how we can prioritize, make as a priority the wellness and the health of our body, because that's the structure, that's the mind part that's help us to continue helping others and to continue to do the things that we love.
That's right. It empowers us to be able to achieve, our full potential, I guess, and to keep striving for it, striving to do something, whether it might be looking after your children, whatever it may be.
Yes, priority for people, was always looking after someone else, like looking after the kids, or priority was the job. And we know the real priority is our body. Otherwise, we can't function. We can't do the things that we love. We can't look after the people that we love.
Yeah, that is so true. And I think there's a quote from the Buddha. I don't know it word by word, but basically it says you work your whole life to accumulate all this wealth, only to then use it to fix up your health. And so it's like, kind of like defeating the purpose of why you started working in the first place. So that kind of, to me, brings back to the importance of health and how it really needs to be our highest priority. We need to prioritize it above everything else.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. Like, you're working hard and then you have to spend all that money looking after yourself. It was a little bit like it's true. It is true. In many cases we have that. Also, we talk about how the brain works. In the last episode, and it was very interesting. I was just trying to think about that the other day, like how some people confuse thirsty with hunger and they go and eat rather than drink, and how we can sort of find out really if we are really hungry or we're just thirsty, and our brain works that way.
Yeah, and it's about getting to know your body and I guess how your body tells you that you're hungry, or how your body tells you whether you need to drink, or whether you're going through some stress and you're eating because you're stressed. So it's about being able to, I think, identify those different cues and being able to distinguish them, and just taking the time and be present and aware with those so that you can take the right action.
Well, today we're going to go deeper, a lot more deeper. We're going to go to the part, and I think it's on the book. If you have the book with you, we're going to the episode number 4 or 5. And it's actually the episode number 5. No, number 7, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
The episode number 7, when we're talking about sleep.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
The importance of sleep and sleep well and resting well that body. So can you tell us about this episode? What is actually saying?
So I guess in this chapter, I'm kind of focusing on the importance of sleep. There is an association between sleep and weight gain, and so by association, what that means, and I think it's important for people to, I guess, to understand what the different words mean. So association just means that they've looked at a group of people that haven't slept, and then they've looked at the weight, and they tend to be larger than a group of people who's been sleeping well. So that's what that association means. So it doesn't put a direct cause, like a sleep that causes weight gain. There's a association with it. If you haven't slept enough, the likelihood of you being overweight is increased. So that's kind of like the strength at the moment of the research, and there is some scientific information as well to validate that, because going back to the hormones, there's the stress hormone cortisol, and the other. So we already kind of been talking about 3 hormones. So we talked about ghrelin, leptin, and insulin before. So now we're talking again about cortisol. So when you stress, this hormone is released, and usually the hormones follow a 24-hour pattern. So cortisol, for example, so it's called a circadian rhythm. So cortisol, for example, will peak in the morning, and that kind of arouses you and wakes you up. In people that haven't slept, this is altered. So it's cortisol is actually higher than normal in the evening. And hence people finding it difficult to fall asleep. So again, we're going back to the hormones and how the hormonal profile is shifted by not sleeping. The other hormones that are altered that relate to weight, that there's evidence coming out, is leptin and ghrelin, which we talked about previously. So I don't know if you remember, ghrelin was the one that makes you hungry, so the hunger hormone, and leptin is the one that makes you feel full and satisfied. And so those hormones are altered if you don't sleep. So your ghrelin is increased so that you feel more hungry, and leptin is decreased so that you feel less hungry. And so that can result in you, when you haven't slept, feeling more prone to eating.
Like, to eat more.
To eat more, driven by those hormones. So that's the evidence is pointing in that direction.
Yeah. Also, like the sleeping affect our hormones, of course. And when the hormones are all unbalanced, like it's a total unbalance in our well-being, and especially in our appetites and energy, you know.
Yeah, of course.
I also find very interesting because when people doesn't sleep well, they tend to eat more at nighttime.
Yeah,
wake up and
right.
eat.
Yeah.
You know, on the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And also wake up and don't feel energizing.
Yeah.
Wake up and feel hungry again.
Yeah.
Because the hormones are all over the place.
That's right.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. So it's really important to have that consistency in sleep. Like, getting your, as an adult, you would want to have between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. So I guess if you're having enough sleep, if you're functioning during the day. So if you're not falling asleep and you're not tired during the day, then you have enough sleep. If you're falling asleep, then of course you need to. That could be one of the reasons that you haven't had enough sleep or quality sleep. And so there are several things that you can do to help with sleep. So you can have better sleep hygiene. So one of the bigger problems, I guess, that we're facing now in society is the light from the devices, because we're just so dependent on them, and so they emit blue light, which that is arouses us, because usually what maintains the rhythmicity, the 24-hour cycle in our bodies, is the sunlight. So as the sunlight comes in, it goes through your eyes, and then it goes through different parts of the brain, including the suprachiasmatic nucleus, to your pineal gland. And so these are different parts of the brain where you then release or don't release the hormone. So during the day, you wouldn't release melatonin, whereas at night you would release them. So when the light comes in, it stops the release of this hormone, and you wake up and cortisol goes up. And so you need to, so when you actually shining the light from the devices, that's kind of confusing the whole thing. It's sending light when there shouldn't be light, because they should be dimming down. The day is finished and it should be dimming down. So you can kind of get, some devices have the option that you can actually get rid of the blue light. and you can dim down the brightness, or you can buy glasses that filter the light. So there's just some little things that you can do.
So in terms of technology, it's been growing so fast and so quickly that we actually don't know, and we don't know how much affect us, in everything. I found out, like, for me, I'm not a very active person, but I have to have like my nap, like the traditional siesta that we Latinos have. I still have it. Like when it's 2:00 in the afternoon, I feel like, okay, I need my rest. I need to, close my eyes at least for 15 minutes so I can recharge and go back again. But
so there is a dip in cortisol around that time, and then it drops further later on. So the lowest is at midnight. So it has like, so that's one of the reasons why people feel sleepy around that time. But I guess if your job allows it, so I have a siesta as well sometimes because my lifestyle allows it to do that kind of stuff. So I think if you doesn't interfere with your job and you can fit it in, then it's fine.
Was, telling you the truth, it was a moment in my life that it was very hard for me to go to sleep. Like I was always, active, and then when I finished my class, especially at night time, like I still like after 2 classes, like I can't sleep. I need to continue moving. And it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I couldn't go back.
Well, when you do exercise, you release adrenaline, right? Which
the adrenaline doesn't stop. The adrenaline
which it takes a little while to unwind, I guess.
So like that's why I actually have this tea from South America. Like they actually they introduced you to this.
Love to try it.
Calma. And that's what I found. Like I do my meditation at night time. And I have my tea, and then I can have like a proper rest.
That's a great way to unwind and stop the thoughts and to calm down.
Like that's actually helped me out a lot in the way of cool down and things like that. So going just wrapping this episode, sleeping well. Sleeping 7 hours.
Yes, that's minimum. Depending on the person. So there's actually a small percentage of people that can sleep even less and they're fine. But generally on average, most people need to sleep between 7 and 9 if you're an adult. If you're younger, if you're a child, then you need up to 10 hours of sleep. So as you grow older, you need less.
And if you wake up in the middle of the night, people, that means something wrong with your hormones. You need to sleep better.
Oh, no. Not necessarily. Maybe you drank a lot of water.
Or maybe you drink a lot of water.
And you need to go to the toilet.
Isabel, thank you so much for being here one more time.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
We're going to continue because this is amazing. It's an amazing book. You can have it on the webpage. You can look at it on the webpage here on the Do It for the Wellness Life, and release weight compassion. Yes. So one more time, thank you very much.